All right, perfect.
With this specific equation, it's gallons per minute is going to equal RPMs, that is going to equal volts.
So how many gallons per minute do we want?
I mean, that's as much as I can get.
You're right.
Okay, so
how do you make gallons per minute with? So you want flow and pressure. So how the length at which you turn it to the 1-inch pipe is going to also
not
be
affected
impacted.
at all.
Are you sure?
Not at all.
Because wouldn't all the water that's in the pipe this long create more flow?
Okay, so there isn't a concept to leverage in that. That doesn't exist.
Right.
Yeah, no.
Hey, that's funny that you understood what I was trying to say. The leverage.
Yeah. That doesn't exist. As long as it's inside of the pipe, the pipe has so much water in it. But the points from A to B didn't matter. There was only the fluid in between.
That's hard to. I mean, this in my mind, you think it would. Like if it was further away from it and then you did it, it would create more flow than if
you mean
it was
like it would be more
right
resistance?
on it.
Okay, so like if we point this straight up.
Oh, it's more resistance because the water is creating friction on the pipe as it's leaving, right?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
what I'm trying to say, though?
Okay, hey, but by the end of this, we'll actually have a different idea about how the pulley system works using water, because it is a pulley system.
Is there no friction that water creates? I mean, it carved the fucking the Colorado River, Grand Canyon.
Okay, but just that's okay. So oxidation causes deterioration.
Oh, it's oxidation. Okay.
Yeah. Water over enough time will destroy anything. Yeah, no. Water is the number one solvent. Even if you think about the idea about what bleach is, bleach causes oxidation. That's how it cleans things. Is oxidation.
Okay.
Water is oxidation. Yeah. So over enough time, there will be enough oxidation that it can deteriorate anything.
Wow, one thing that gives life, which is oxygen.
It is also what destroys everything,
fucking
bro.
amazing,
Isn't
bro.
that weird?
Yes, I love it.
Like even the idea
All
of
things that give life is that medicine. Too much of it will kill you.
Yeah.
Too much water, you drown. Too much air, you blow up. You know what I'm saying? Like
the difference between medicine and poison is in the dose.
Yeah. Good talk.
Yeah, that's how that one works every time. Oh, so if we shoot this straight into the air, now we have pressure on it from gravity. Okay, so then gravity is working against us. If we shoot it straight up into the air, the more weight that's inside of the tube based off of water, the more weight it's pushing itself down.
So if we had a pipe that went straight up and came out right down, would you create more pressure?
Okay, so that's how a water tower works. A water tower is that we use a motor to be able to put all of that water up into a water tower, but then use gravity to bring it back down.
So would there be more pressure through the motor or through gravity?
Oh, there's definitely way more pressure in this pump.
Yeah, I thought so,
Yeah, tons more. And that's
but terminal velocity is 180 miles.
I don't understand why everybody only ever thinks about head pressure whenever it comes to generating electricity. Like the idea behind the Hoover Dam is that it has 10 billion pounds of pressure because it's a gazillion gallons of water being forced through a little tiny hole. And I understand it. I do. I do understand. I don't think that
I can't fathom how people have seen that. They've watched water shoot out and never thought to themselves, we could harness that.
Yeah, that kinetic energy.
That kinetic energy.
Yeah, because that's all it is kinetic energy. So
are you saying this concept has never been thought of before?
Dude, I can't find it on the internet. Like, there is ways of being able to find it where they only used one turbine to do it, but they've never stacked up multiple turbines and then added all those together. It's a multiplication factor. Find strength in numbers or divide and evolve.
I don't understand how that's not possible. How is that?
It doesn't make. I know for a fact it's possible. I'm a physicist.
It's not possible. Well, I'm saying
but
I can't fathom that's how nobody
else thought about it.
And it's just a multiplication problem, like you said.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's simple. It's simple.
Dude, if you've
algebra.
recreated the wheel in a way that the wheel isn't needed anymore, and it was right there in front of everybody this whole time, imagine how stupid humanity's gonna feel.
Dude, I feel stupid for humanity already thinking about it.
Right, exactly, y'all.
Yeah, dude, that I can turn my jacuzzi into a spaceship blows my mind.
Bro, look at what you've done with your life and where you're at. Like, you fucking you've really broke the mold, man.
Yeah, no, I couldn't imagine going back to the real world, bro.
Bro, you fit perfectly with every great leader or fucking legend that's ever fucking been in a story, because the way your life has been brought up, the heartache, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The downfall, and through that downfall,
and this is what we found. Yeah,
physics, you wouldn't have been able to have that, bro.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's
if it wasn't for the struggle.
Yeah, dude, man, it is the struggle.
You had to be alone. It's through that alone time that you learned that physics, which is bam.
Well, nobody was with me on it, I know that. Like, even whenever I was building the portable sawmill, everybody made me do that alone. My dad was with me building a gasifier. A gasifier is using a reactor to being able to turn wood chips into fuel. Okay, so you're creating charcoal. So you're just burning wood chips. Anything at all that can be burnt, you're putting it through a reactor and getting it super hot. So then all the carbon's going to fall out of it, but you're going to collect all the hydrogen out of living matter. So then you have a concentration of hydrogen inside of a tank, and you can use that fuel to do whatever you want to. My dad built that while I built my portable sawmill. But we weren't on the same page about anything, and whenever I was trying, in order for his gasifier to work, he needed a whole bunch of...
Well, if y'all both have the same attribute, which it sounds like it, a creativity, but in the sense that of how you do it, then you both need translators.
His gasifier didn't work without my sawmill. He needed my sawdust
because of the
to be able to.
You were part of that, bro.
Yeah, but he told me that I would never use my my sawmill and stuff, and he was very mentally abusive towards me, and it made me shut down.
That's because he didn't, with all that fucking great mind that helped or that created that. He couldn't see that the fucking sawmill was
He needed the
essential
sawmill
part.
to be able to do his fucking thing, dude.
Yes.
And then he insulted me. And
Yeah.
dude, man, no, I haven't seen my dad in a year. I have not been able to go back. I mean, we have seen each other outside of his house. Me going to his house is not something I'm doing without him saying, "Hey, Seth, I want you at my house."
That's because he knows that you're right about the sawmill, and he has not yet come to grasp with the fact that you treated you like shit and said that fucking pretty much that you had nothing to fucking do and had no effort, when in reality, without you...
Yeah, dude, his shit didn't even
so
work.
That's like the universe's ultimate joke on him.
So another thing about it is that he was wanting to use his gasifier to generate electricity. He wanted to use the gasifier to spin turbines to being able to also heat his water up at the same time. What? So then it would have been all in one inclusive system.
And you made the idea better.
Yeah, because we're going to generate electricity better.
Bro, you know they say good artists steal other artists' ideas.
Yeah.
They copy.
If it
the
wasn't,
best artists steal, and which is not stealing. You take an idea and you make it better. That's yours, bro.
Yeah, co-creation.
Yes.
Okay, so my dad's idea. Like, I was thinking about apartment complexes with a gasifier. Like, even if you were just...
We just said that if we take someone's idea, make it better, that's ours. But then we're doing the same thing your dad did to you, right?
Yeah.
If we think in the sense that it's not yours, it's just both of ours.
Yeah, it's just both of ours.
Yeah.
No, dude.
But
that's one of my number one problems in life is that I don't want to get rid of money. I want to be able to work for money. But I need people to understand that just because I'm existing in the world doesn't mean that I should have to have money to be happy, be alive, pay bills. Like, I mean, there has to be a point that that with just education alone, I can know that my life's taken care of.
Yeah.
Like just with education
Imagine
alone.
where we'd be at right now.
If everybody, dude, man. Okay, so I was even talking to Brittany about that last night.
You got something right.
I was talking to Brittany about this last night. It's the idea is like,
right in the middle. There you go.
So I was talking to Brittany about this
Hair
last
and makeup
night.
next time before we start the video.
About yeah, for real. So that she got her high school diploma because she was in prison. And then I asked her, well, has your high school diploma ever done anything for you? And she was like, well, to work at Alorica, I had to have a high school diploma. I said, did they ever actually ask for, or no? She was like, no, I just had to check a box that said I had a high school diploma. Like, you realize that, what was the point in ever having a high school diploma? Like, I have a GED. I got my GED when I was 15 years old. Like, my mom made sure I had a GED. But did that high school diploma ever do anything for me other than allow me to go to college? Well, okay, so like, I love school. Don't get me wrong, I love school.
But the actual
education part, did it ever do anything for me?
No, because the history was a lie.
Yeah, the history was... Yeah.
Fucking bro, how is that even a part? They're still teaching this shit, bro.
Dumb shit.
And it's all a fucking lie, man.
Yeah, dude.
Like Vietnam, Korea, all the Native Americans, like.
No, dude, the boarding school situation with Native Americans is a really sad story, dude. That's a lot of deaths of children.
Kids they would just off and bury mass graves of children.
Mass graves, bro.
This wasn't even way back in the day.
This
was in like the
100 years ago, bro.
Exactly.
Okay, well, it's a little bit more than 100 years ago. We're in 2022. Well, okay, so we'd have to add 22, and then it was probably from the 1700s to the 1800s.
Well, let's talk about how the fact
into
that
the 1900s.
Native Americans weren't even allowed to vote until 1972. The blacks were allowed to vote before.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It's crazy. They weren't even considered. No, I'll take that back. That was more recent. In 1972, they weren't considered another human being. In 1972, they were considered
savages.
People. Yeah, savages. But bro, natives had it made. They didn't need prisons.
Yeah. It's really sad because like our entire concept of fire water for them is okay. So like I don't understand how Native Americans didn't already have a high production of alcohol. Alcohol is super important, and it's really easy to make and understand. So, like,
I've never heard of any story. I've studied native cultures.
and none of them have it, dude.
None of them
Yeah,
don't.
none of them made alcohol, which is really weird to me because alcohol is like, I don't like to drink alcohol, but if I had an open wound and a bottle of whiskey, I'm gonna pour that shit
use
on
honey.
that. Yeah, dude, honey's not as good of a
It's antiseptic.
I mean, it is
Look it
okay.
up.
What?
It's the best antiseptic.
Only because it's not such a high concentrated sugar
But
that
it's
it.
natural. You don't have to make it.
Yeah, I know, but just like how you can leave.
That's why natives didn't do it. I can tell you that right now.
Okay, but but you can't even have that amount of sugar without yeast trying to grow on it, which would create alcohol. Like you can make
Good point, bro. And just because we don't know that there was drinks, because the stories that we learned, we never talked about that shit. It was always about spiritual meanings and higher shit.
I just watched a whole bunch of stuff about how the turkey is their number one
It's a warbird.
like
They're-
contribution to agriculture is that turkey is that they're the ones that have been raising turkeys since the fucking forever, and that they're the reasons why our turkeys are the way that they are, where they're massive birds
Really?
that are that the Native Americans are the ones that actually started that genetics
It's crazy.
that they bred that the way that it's bred.
Do you know that there's no more full-blood buffaloes that exist?
Yeah.
There's only half-breed with cows.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't know that until recently, in the past couple of
Well,
years.
they want them more docile. Buffaloes would have been a little bit more.
Also saving them because they were going extinct from all the fucking. They would kill entire
Bison.
fucking bison. Yeah, that's what I meant. Well,
No,
bison
it's
and
buffalo,
buffalo are
same
not
word, yeah.
Well, same concept, but they're not the same animal. I know that, but you're raised saying one.
I thought they were practically the same thing. They're both very woolly.
Yeah, I'm about to do a buffalo on the back of Christian. His whole back. We're gonna do a big ass buffalo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, back to the concept, right? So now, what exactly is going to be pushing
only
in the
reason-
pipe, which is making that alternator turn?
Okay, so we're gonna have this connected into the wall, right? So then we'll have electricity going to this pump. It's going out. Okay. So whenever it's out of it, we're gonna put another one inside of that line to where it goes in this one and it goes out the top, and then 45's back out,
Yeah.
and then hits another one and does it over and over again. So then you're not going to have an addition to what is the resistance.
Should you have it circular or square?
It'll probably all go in a straight line and then come back.
If you had it circular, would that help anything? It seems
So-
like it would create less
Well,
of a turn.
you don't ever want 90s. You're gonna want to always hit it at a
So that's what
45.
I was wondering, yeah.
So it's not circular per se, but you're gonna want to never make it go back in on itself,
Yeah,
or
'cause
even
then
a
it's
90,
creating-
because
yeah.
then you're going to hit a
Yeah,
wall right
gotcha.
there, and you're going to have more
Gotcha.
resistance. But if you can,
That's exactly what I was asking.
if
yeah.
you hit it at a 45, it'll centrifugal
Yeah.
into the
I love
45.
that word, bro. Centrifugal.
Yeah, well, it just means it got to the very center of the circle. Like
don't
there's a
think I've ever-
circle, and then
Yeah.
it's right there in the dead
Dude, I
fucking
don't think
center
I've
of
ever
that.
heard that fucking word, centrifugal.
Yeah, it's literally going in a circle, traveling in a circle. So then, therefore, it's pinpointed in the fucking center
Hey, what's all
of
things
the
in the
circle.
world do? Goes in.
Yeah, everything's just going.
We're centrifugaling right now,
yeah,
bro.
it's just centrifugaling.
Fucking even trees when they grow and plants, they grow.
Yeah, it's a spiral.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fucking incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a clock. It just never stops going in
Everything.
circles.
Yeah.
Even the concepts of the geometrical shapes as they're
They're like blooming.
Yeah.
Flower.
but it's just a flow. It shapes and
Yes.
flow pattern at the same point.
So it's like math that is never changes, creates its own patterns, which are always different. But yet they're not.
Yeah, they're always practically the
They're
same.
exact same,
They
but
just have
they're
different-
just new.
Have you ever seen? Like, I just saw a whole bunch of snowflakes. Snowflakes.
So,
all
you
the
know,
different kinds
People
of.
think that snowflakes don't have those perfect designs, but on my mama, bro, I was a little kid and I was laying on the ground and it landed right in front of my eyeball,
Yeah.
and it was perfect.
Yeah, in every direction.
In
Like,
every direction, perfect. And I was so pissed because I thought my mom lied to me because I told her about how snowflakes look. She's like, they don't look like that. They're just little pieces of ice. And then I seen that and I was like,
That's actually how they're catching air, and the reason why they float instead of if it was a ball of ice, it
yeah.
would drop
But
straight
if you
down and be
catch a
painful.
snowflake, they don't
Hail.
really have
Hail.
a design. But I swear to
Because
God,
it melts.
I seen that it was perfect.
Because it melts on your skin and stuff.
And as it's falling in.
Yeah, and as it's falling, so then it's like sometimes, but like hail is scary as fuck, ain't it? Well, that's a ball of ice flying or falling
Bro,
from the sky.
it's not that scary unless it's. I've seen some like this, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Like taking cars out and shit. Fucking. What was I about to say? Fucking something about stuff like that.
So if we have this stood up,
Oh, water. You know, you can play classical music over water and then freeze it, and it'll freeze into the patterns of.
yeah.
They're like wavy
Dude, man,
flow.
just the whole concept of setting something on a speaker and then putting fucking
Yeah.
sand on it and it creating the designs
Yeah.
for you, dude.
And
Like
then you put,
that's
like hearts, and then fucking, and it's. They even did something. There was some studies with there was thoughts that were being had. There was good thoughts and bad thoughts, and somehow it correlated to the water. I forgot how it was, but the good thoughts always had beautiful fucking designs, and the bad thoughts were always like crazy, like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
And it proved that there was an influence on water, or water was an ether magnet, like between, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
And do you mean so like no matter what, water conducts electricity?
And your mind is what?
Water. Well, I mean, like it's got a lot of crystals in it too.
It's electricity, man. What
And-
else does that fucking electric flow in your body
Dude,
that
that's-
goes when you die?
This is what's confusing the shit out of me is that like if you understand what an amino acid is, it's sulfur. So your body as a protein is taking nitrogen and sulfur and then charging it in the sun, like using the sun to charge the sulfur.
What's what, vitamin D? What is it from the sun, the actual thing that's charging it?
Well, like you just getting the vibrations from the sun is vitamin D technically.
Okay.
Yeah, just those vibrations
But
in
so
general.
then
You
it's
just
like the
being in
gamma
the
rays
sun.
or something? Or what is it that is charging the...
That's a good.
I know that it's light ether. I know that concept on a spiritual level. You know what I mean?
Man, dude, it's a weird concept to even think about the word ether whenever you try to get into.
I know,
physics.
man. I try not to use it too much when we talk because of how it can be
It's
misunderstood,
yeah,
misinterpreted.
I-
But the ether I'm talking about is the difference between a plant, which has life, but is also the same thing as this. You feel me?
Yeah.
But a rock has it has form, like a plant has form, but it has no life. It can't grow or propagate. What allows this to grow and propagate, or that to grow and propagate, but this not to,
ether.
is ether, or vitality. It's the vital body, right? The vital body is made of ether.
I can agree with all of that.
Now you can see the vital body when you have a plant next to a window and it freezes outside. Where the plant is on the window, there will be a design in the ice. How could the ice or the flower affect the ice frozen in the window if there was not some type of force
Coming out of it, which
and
is a
this
form of
ether?
heat.
Now we receive light ether from the sun. There's 3 different kinds of ether. Well, technically 4. There's the chemical ether, which is what the body's made of, right? Makeup. The life ether, which is how you give birth. It's what's in the male and then the female that comes together.
Okay.
And then there is light ether, which allows us to have sight and warmth in our blood.
Okay.
And it gives all color to everything, even animals.
Okay.
And then there's
Spectrum.
reflective ether. Reflective ether is what allows you to have memories. It's what takes thought and allows them to be physical enough that you can keep it here. You see what I'm saying?
I like the analogy. I can't say that I actually.
And reflecting ether is like the memory of nature. It's like, it's not the Akashic record, but how the Akashic record is written.
It's weird because I can take everything that you just said and apply a different word to it instead of having the
And
4
it's the
types
same
of
thing.
ether. And it's the exact same
It's
thing.
the same thing. And
It's like
it
the same
reflecting
concept
that,
of silica.
it-
Like
it-
your concept of your reflective memory, I would just say that that's silica. Like as an actual element, that it's silica.
Okay.
Well, if you put electricity inside of silica, somehow it stores memory. I don't know how to explain that.
Oh yeah, the crystals. I've heard that too.
Yeah, crystal. No, that's so. Then if you make silicon ingot, that's what a flash drive is.
Wow.
So then you put
And
3
it's a
volts.
mineral?
It's everything. It's everything.
Hey,
There's nothing that isn't that.
I've seen studies that they said there's another life form in the universe that's what it'd be made of.
It's just straight pure silica.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's
That's
yeah.
crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, no,
That
like
they
it-
wouldn't be carbon-based beings. They would be
It
silicon.
would just be like a brain made out of silica.
That makes so
and then-
much sense.
And it being able to sit there and hold enough electricity for itself.
Yeah. And it would exist in a mind world, not a physical world, because it doesn't have a physical body but a brain. So why would you need a physical world to exist in if you didn't have a physical body? Huh? What? You guys say, I see that look. I know that look. When you're trying to find something on it,
I
but
don't-
you're like,
I
it
can't.
sounds right.
Well, okay, so like, in order for it to be relatable between you and I, we would have to be able to see it as a physical body. So then,
Yeah.
in order for it to be a thing for both of us, like we can both imagine that, but for it to be a physical thing for both of us, it would have to be in the real world, like a floating brain.
You're right. But beings can appear to you in this realm, right? As a physical entity, but not actually be a
Maybe
physical
why is
pincher.
man, dude, isn't it too cold for that wasp?
Actually, you think so? It really hasn't frozen
Dude, it's
yet.
fucking, dude, it feels great out
Yeah,
here.
it's like summer, dude.
Yeah, dude, it really is like summer right now. It's
Bro,
December
when
fucking
I
5th.
walked outside and I seen how beautiful a day it was, bro, I love you, man. I
love
love
you too,
y'all,
bro.
man. For real, this is the happiest moments of my life. I have so much peace and joy and like harmony in me right now, bro. Despite what's going on, like I promise you, don't ever let that. It's like the only thing I worry about on that is that it affects others.
Yeah.
Because I'm there. The more we argue, the more I'm gonna show you I'm there. Because
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be that guy that fucking just kicks you.
Likes.
You know what I'm saying? Now I will for the betterment of everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, it's a testament to how good of friends that we have around us when things like that can happen.
Okay.
We still the same.
Okay, so let's go ahead and bring that back though, like your whole concept about ether and
Yes,
and
thank
all the
you,
different
thank you,
words
thank
about
you.
that.
All right, yeah.
Okay, so I already took the whole concept of reflective and we put that to silica.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what would be light ether, which gives
well, that's
eyesight,
the particle,
the particle.
like just the particle. So like okay, so everything from the sun comes as a wave.
Now remember,
right?
these are
and
just
then there's a
these
center.
are reflections of those titles, not the titles themselves.
Okay, so but
The as above, so below. This is the below. This is how you're connecting it. You're having to bring it down a little bit. That doesn't mean that.
you're wrong. Yeah, because,
yeah,
because
yeah.
yours is an analogy to
You
how to
just- you're
understand
connected.
it.
Yes, connected.
Right?
Yes, yes,
but
yes.
I'm bringing it into the periodic table.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like
gotcha.
that's all we're doing is we're gonna
Yeah.
use the periodic table
Yeah.
now. We're gonna use the same
Yeah.
concepts,
Yeah.
but I can literally just be able to bring. So the light one isn't as easy to do out on the periodic table because it's not a period. It's not an element. The other ones are elements, but this one specifically, the light. Light is a vibe
Reflective ether is above light ether, though.
because it's a black hole, bro. We'll come back to that.
Okay, I just want to make sure that it's in that. It has to be in that order.
But
Because chemical's lowest, reflective is highest. And chemical, it correlates to the physical body, and then reflective ether correlates to the mind, which is a vehicle also. Because you have 4 vehicles. You have the physical body, the vital body, desire body, and mind. This is what makes up humans.
yeah.
And they correlate to those 4 ethers.
Okay.
You feel me?
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah,
allows
each
those 4
one.
ethers to connect. First of all, it's what allows it to grow. Like I said, it's like when you cut your finger off, that finger dies, but
You still are.
you still live. So what is in it that's not in the fucking raw? You know what I mean? And then where does it come
Transfer
from?
of energy.
Where does it come from?
Well, okay, hey, but so with your plant, it has green on it.
Yeah.
There's a 0% chance anywhere on a plant that has green on it. It's not nitrogen. It's
Okay.
not just nitrogen though. It's also sulfur. It has to
There's
be able to.
something about the green in the plant. I remember it has
It's
some light
amino.
ether.
It's amino acid. Like you have to understand what an amino acid is. So like so whenever you have life living inside of a fish aquarium, okay, you have fish inside of it.
Is there a negative and a positive to these elements? Because there's a negative reflective positive and a positive side of each ether.
Man, dude, like I think that
Everything has positive and negative. Huh?
Okay, but I'm saying that inside of my elements, there's a proton that's the positive, and I have electrons that are the negative.
See,
so
yeah, you're right. I fucking knew that dumbass answer right before I. as soon as I asked
that's
it.
the only way.
Shut
I
up,
can
bro. You
answer
talked
it.
like I was stupid, dude. I seen that look. He was like sad for me. He's like, you guys such a dumbass question. I hate you, dude.
I love you. I'm sorry. I don't know.
This
I
isn't
don't-
for me. This is for you guys
Yeah.
watching this, man. Fuck.
So but without a doubt, there's always nitrogen and there's always sulfur involved
But
in
they say
life.
carbon.
Oh, carbon's our number 1 element.
I know.
Yeah.
But you said something one day that we should be a hydrogen based. We should be considered hydrogen based rather than carbon.
Well, our energy's all hydrogen. So like carbon's just the sticky shit that puts us all together. So like nothing sticks together without the carbon
So
molecule.
nitrogen is like the higher part of the physical.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nitrogen is the highest part of physical. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a
You want
fact.
nitrogen? You throw it on fucking plants and it'll make them bloom.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. No. So it's protein. Just
It
how
gives
protein
it
is super
life.
important for you.
Wow.
Okay, dude. Nitrogen and protein are the same thing. There's no difference between nitrogen and protein. Nitrogen is 2 molecules. Nitrate is 3 molecules. Protein is 4 molecules of nitrogen all put together.
Oh, count that again.
Okay, so like
Two,
right now,
2, 2,
right
4?
now our atmosphere that we're sitting inside of
I
right
just want to know
now.
the numbers. The 2, 2, 4.
We're just gonna go into a little bit more
Gotcha,
detail.
gotcha.
So there's 70% nitrogen inside of the air that we're breathing right now.
Yeah.
So there's more nitrogen than anything else. But your body can't use that nitrogen. So then plants take the nitrogen out of the air and make it nitrate
That's what
for the
carbon
plants.
dioxide is?
Carbon dioxide is CO2. So then it's one carbon molecule with two oxygen molecules.
So, but they take in carbon monoxide, or is it dioxide? Monoxide or dioxide?
Okay, so monoxide. Okay, so monoxide is CO. So it's one carbon molecule and one oxygen molecule. So that's carbon monoxide. Carbon dioxide is one carbon
What do we
molecule
breathe
and
out?
two oxygen. Yes, and then that we breathe out carbon dioxide.
Okay, dioxide. And that's what plants take in also.
Well, they've actually taken both of those. They don't care which one. All they wanted was that carbon out of it. So whenever we breathe it out, okay, so like no matter what, that carbon's going to attach to oxygen. No matter what.
We breathe carbon out?
Yes, because we're carbon-based life forms.
Wow, dude, I didn't know that.
So then all the food that we take in, we get carbon from that. So
And
like
we
you know
turn it
how-
into what? The physical body,
fuel
right? And fuel,
and fuel.
right?
Okay.
We just took a plant and enlightened it and turned it into a human being and a fucking thought, bro, when you think about it.
Yeah, that's true.
When you take it in, it becomes a part of you.
Yeah.
You are what you eat.
You are what you eat.
Literally, physically, and also mentally.
So whenever the plant converted the nitrogen out of the air into nitrate so the plant could have it, it actually says that microbiology does that. That like the
But
yeast.
with this, us two life forms complement each other.
Exactly. Well, dude, man, no, it's never, dude. It's a constant give and take, bro.
Constant.
It's constant
The
give and
one
take.
without the other is it's not
you-
possible.
You don't. Yeah, we don't exist without that.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, dude.
And like even animals. Although
I don't
animals,
like animals.
we don't need them anymore at this day and age.
Yeah, I
But
know.
we did at one point, right? And
Well,
but
it's for food.
and it's like this: when you eat meat or in the animal kingdom, you can't process the proteins and nutrients in it like, as good as you could if you just went straight to plants, right?
That's not true. I don't believe that at all.
Absolutely.
No, not at all.
Because it doesn't break down. You don't receive as much protein from a steak. You'll eat 40 grams in it. Yeah, there's more protein, but your body won't assimilate all that protein. If you eat 40 grams steak, right, of protein, you're only taking in about 25.
So you're saying that if I eat a bowl of beans, I'll get better
You get
digestion?
100% of that protein assimilated into your body.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, fact.
Okay, but that doesn't change how I feel about the idea
And then
that
the animals that are most nutritious are ones that eat the plant kingdom. They're herbivores. All
Okay,
meat
so like,
eaters,
yeah, so cows eat the grass because I can't eat grass,
and then they
and then I eat the
yeah,
cow.
you can't. You need, grass is still part of the vegetable, or the plant
No,
kingdom.
it tastes
Not
like
that
shit.
grass.
Yeah, okay, but I'm saying that they can eat that
It
grass
tastes like
for
shit
me.
because you survive off of it.
Well, no, it's actually straight poison.
Not that grass.
Yeah,
Come
but
on.
that grass is straight poison.
Fuck that
They-
grass, bro.
The cow can eat that grass.
Oh,
I can't eat that grass.
got you,
It's straight
got you.
poison for me. So, like, in order for me
But
to
you don't
eat
have
that
to eat
grass,
the cow. You could just drink its milk. And you know
I mean, I
what?
can't disagree
There's
with
only
that.
two things in the world, other than the plant kingdom, that as part of the animal kingdom, that you can assimilate all the protein, and it's milk. You don't kill an animal for it.
I mean,
It just,
I like
it
eggs.
reflects the truth of live and let live. You know what I'm saying?
I want.
And just to skip the step.
I'm just, dude, man.
I still eat meat. I was vegan for a while though because of that. But I just like to at least standing even on going.
Yeah, you should always keep the understanding. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
dude, I believe in small portions of
Yes.
meat and more of
Yes,
vegetables.
yes.
I-
You know what that's called? A flexitarian.
a
I
flexitarian?
swear to
That's
God.
what I
You're
am.
a fucking flexitarian, bro.
Yeah,
Me
no,
too.
I would never be like, oh, I want to eat a whole meal